Welcome back one and all to the 12th F2 Hot Lap of the F1 2020 F2 Hot Lap series. We're here in Abu Dhabi, what would have been the final and 12th round of the F2 2020 season. We're hurtling now down towards turn number 1 in 5th gear, going to keep it in 5th gear and braking just after the 100 metre board, getting the car slow down into 2nd gear, nice and tight and getting the power on as early as we can. Now making our way up towards turn number 2, almost flat in 4th gear, and then in 5th, pretty much slight lift there just to make sure we keep around, but use that inside curve to help pull the car around, and now flat out all the way down. Braking down from 6th gear, get the car down into 2nd gear as we hit the turn in. As we go to turn number 6, second part of the chicane down into 1st, so we can get really good acceleration now towards the hairpin of turn 7. And this is a very, very difficult corner, very easy to sort of understeer. Using your 1st gear to help with that rotation and actually going for a late apex here. You see we're losing time on that delta, but gaining it massively on the exit. Just getting a much better run now along the first of the 2 DRS straights. And of course now DRS open, and we've got a lot of time to think about the braking point for turn 8. The 8-9 chicane was best overtaking spot in the races we have here at Abu Dhabi, and braking just after the 150 metre board, getting the car slowed down, and once again utilising 1st gear as we start to turn in. Tiny bit of curb on that inside, and now we have to go up into 2nd gear before we hit the next one. Again, a little bit of curb on that inside, and making sure we stay away from that curb on the left hand side there as best we can, because running over it's going to lose a lot of time. DRS open, the 2nd DRS straight, and we go through the slight kink of turn 10, and now running down to the 11, 12, 13 complex. Braking just before the 100 metre board, quite far on the right hand side, getting the car slowed down into 1st gear, of course, as we turn in once again. And now this section's all about commitment. Up in his 2nd gear, bit of curb on one side, and then a lot of curb on the next bit. Make sure you don't invalidate the lap. We're getting on the power as quickly as we can as we run now down towards turn 14 into 2nd gear, and then out of it as quickly as we can. And now one of the most difficult braking points I find on the whole game, of course, turn 17. Getting the car slowed down, using 1st gear, and a bit of curb on the inside as well, and they're trying to get that rotation. And this is a really important section underneath the hotel. 2nd gear, avoiding that inside curve, foot to the floor now, up into 3rd, but straight back down into 2nd. I aim to take quite a lot of curb on this inside because you don't want to run too wide. So we just about avoid the curb on the exit, and that means you gain a little bit of time now. Go turn 20, the penultimate corner, down into 3rd gear. For this one, could have taken that a bit tighter and losing a bit of time now. And with the last corner, it's the exact same problem. We're not tight enough, and that compromises us on the exit, hitting that curve. We lose a bit of momentum, but it's a 1 minute 48.354, and it gives us 8th in on the leaderboards, and a decent lap overall. And that does put us 8th in Sergio set of cameras. Dam's car with the setup now. And we've got 4.7 on the wings. Transmission wise, we're looking at 20% off, 80% on. The suspension geometry is 4 to the left, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the right. Suspension, again, normally quite low. The curbs are quite aggressive, so you want quite soft suspension. Brakes 55%, and tyres pressures are 22.6, 21.4, 21.1 and 20.3. Notice the left's a little bit lower than the right. But that is the final F2 Hot Lap of the original F2 2020 calendar. But we have got more coming in. So I think we plan to do France next. There was a suggestion on the last video, so I'm going to do France. Of course, that was on the calendar last year in 2019. But yes, we're going to do a lot more F2 Hot Laps, but this is the end of the conventional F2 2020 season. So thank you everyone for joining me for these 12 ones, but there's definitely more to come, so look forward to that, and of course more F1 2020 content.
last lap was a 1 minute 48.3.